Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Ep.7 Chronicles Plus. In the last one we finished off our business at the moat of Burned Blessed, fighting off the boss fight of the area in the process, and we've made our way now to the final normal town in the game, Ramia Village. With that said, this is a relatively large town. I think technically in terms of pure land space, it is the largest in the game. Although I think there's technically about the same amount of NPCs as like Lance Village in here. But because of that, we're gonna spend a lot of time here getting everyone's character notes and all that, reading the dialogue. This is gonna be the last of the really slow parts in the game, because there's a lot of good information to learn here. But first off, we actually want to farm out some crew berries, investigating that fence and leaving over and over again, because that's the last normal healing item in the game as well. Starting off though, we want to visit this particular shop. Welcome, I sell only the finest here. Don't be shy, feel free to look, touch, and even try on for size. You're a young one, but you certainly do seem to know your way around a sword. You look ferocious, like a lion. Rawr! I kinda get the feeling that you're a really great guy. But if you intend to fight the demons around these parts, you'll need some quality equipment to do the deed. Now, I do want to buy things from Zalem here, but I actively wanted to talk to her first and then leave the shop menu. Because doing that allows us to now go over here and do part 2 and achievement. We started way back in like part 2 or 3. We can get in her bed just like we did Lilia's. It feels warm and sinful, just like your actions at all. I believe if you buy something from her or do things slightly differently, you cannot be able to do that. And well, we want to showcase all the achievements we can in this playthrough now, don't we? Our next duty of business is actually buying things from her. She largely sells the same shields as the Lance Armory, but she also sells the 4th tier of armor and sword in specific, so we want to make sure we pick those up while we're here, just to increase our survivability. To a swordsman, a sword is an extension of the spirit as much as the body. It's bad to be tight-fisted. This sword's amazing, it'll cut through anything, and I do mean anything. It's a steal at only 10,000 gold. Yes, please. Next up, I want to check the armor and get the reflex, I believe is the next armor step if memory serves. You're trusting your life to this equipment, so remember, choose wisely. Ah, top of the line, good taste, sir. Demons can beat on this for 10 minutes without denting it. It's 16,000 gold, yes please. All my money is gone, but my body is full and protected. Just a showcase, yeah, she only has the 3 shields that also sold at Lance. Bit weird they did that, because I feel like it would have been nice to have a full upgrade set here, but at the same time, it's really not that big of a deal. We'll be getting the 4th shield relatively soon anyway. Poor Karen. Ever since her daughter Maria was taken away by the demons, she shut herself in her house, crying. When will the goddesses grant us mercy and save us from this horrible fate? Is it me, or does that sound slightly familiar? Are you a traveler? If so, I've got some good advice for you. There's an ancient well in Old Man Reg's basement. The water there is crystal clear. Take a drink of it and you'll be amazed at how refreshed you feel. That is very important advice I'll be taking very heavy advantage of. Daddy, where did you go? I've looked everywhere, but I can't find him. Daddy. Well, I'd say the mood in this town's rather dour compared to the prior 2 towns. These are the graves of all those who were sacrificed. None of the bodies have ever been recovered, but we couldn't just leave it at that, you know? We've lost so many in the last 6 months. Okay, yeah, With the mood like this music feels a little bit unfitting. Ah, a traveling swordsman. You have the eyes of one who's seen many things, yet always desires to see more. Well, yeah, that summarizes the series now, doesn't it? Now, northwest of that house, there's 2 things. For one thing, there's this house, but also there's a respawning Marrow Flower if you want it. And this house is a little bit unique. By all indications, the house was abandoned. There was no sign of anyone living there. Keep that in mind for later. Worth noting, I'm effectively taking the character notes for this area 1 layer of the town at a time. I just can't relax these days. I keep thinking the demons could attack us at any moment. Doesn't help that Karen's daughter Maria was just abducted as a sacrifice. Maria was Sada's fiance. Poor guy, I doubt he's taking it very well. And can you blame him? Ramia's been in a bad way lately. From time to time, demons come pouring out of the shrine, ransacking the village for another sacrifice. Just the other day, a girl named Maria was taken. And it's not just Ramia either. The monsters have been taking sacrifices from all the villages. I never want to leave the village. There are demons out there. Demons! I mean, I know I have a sword and shield, but I mean, I've been taking care of them just fine. I mean, hey, look at Tarf. He killed several of them with just a rock. You can do them just fine. Ramia Village used to be a thriving temple town sitting in the blissful shadow of Solomon's Shrine. But, as you can see, that shadow's turned dark and sinister on us. Such are the whims of fate. Life sucks, then you die! Fewer words, truer ever spoken. Ugh. Maria. The demons were on the hunt earlier, and they took away my daughter, Maria. She's been led away as a sacrifice. Oh no, the bell in the shrine is ringing again. The tolling of the bell means another sacrifice is being offered. Someone was just killed. Not my daughter, but her turn may be next. Oh, Maria. Why? Why did it have to be you? I mean, considering the scale of things we saw back in even Ys 1, Ys itself can't be that large of an area, so there can't even be that many villagers to sacrifice, so what's their goal gotta be? Hey, mister, I've never seen you before. What's your name? Mine's Faye. Kinda girly, I know. Adol told the little boy his name. Mr. Adol, you going off on an adventure, Mr. Adol? It can get pretty rough around here, so be careful, okay? 3 days ago, my friend Maria was captured by demons and taken away for sacrifice. I wish I could go save her, but someone like me wouldn't last 2 minutes in there. There are always guards posted at the entrance to the shrine anyway, so I'd never even get in. Speaking of guards, here's the guardhouse. I know that if the demons come out from the shrine again, I'll be the first one they attack. We'd love to fight back, but we just don't have the manpower for it. It might not account for much, but I'm going to stay ever vigilant right here and warn everyone if they come back. So that they can run into the pit of hellfire right next door towards the next town? I mean, I guess it's safer, but, I'm just an old man. My time in this world's just about up, demons or no. If they should take me, I'd almost be grateful. Now, this is Reg and Reg's house, of course, so if you remember earlier, an NPC stated that this ancient well is here, and if you're ever in need of healing for the rest of the game, really, this is the fastest method to go do that and then do things elsewhere. Technically, going to, like, Banoa's house and Lance Village could do the same, but considering how the rest of the game is structured, this is the fastest way to do so while also having your MP near max without using the return spell constantly back and forth. So you're... interesting. My name is Gordo. I hate to be a bother, but I really need to get your take on something. Can you spare a moment? 3 days ago, I had a really strange dream. In it, there were these two girls who told me a red-haired swordsman would soon be arriving in the village. They said they wanted me to offer him my help. And here you are. Adol told the guard about the scroll that had led him to Solomon's Shrine. I see, but even if I let you through this gate, there's still another gate beyond guarded by demons. You'll need to get past them to get into Solomon's Shrine. And as you'd expect, they don't take kindly to humans passing through. Unless you can turn yourself into a monster or something, you've run up against a brick wall. Gardo's expression turned solemn. There was a friend of mine, Sada. He went in recently. I tried to stop him, but I couldn't.
Open the gate, Gordo. I'm going to rescue Maria even if I have to take down every last demon to do so. Sada, look, I understand your feelings, I really do, but let's not do anything rash, okay? You need to calm down and wait for the right chance. Jump in without thinking and you'll just get yourself killed. So you want me to just sit around in the vain hope that a perfect opportunity comes along? If I do that, Maria's going to die. And I'm sorry, but I just can't let that happen. I know all that. I do understand the gravity of the situation. And I feel exactly the same way you do. Then why are you standing in my way? Maria is my life. There's not going to be a perfect opportunity. It's now or never, and never's not an option. Sada. Stand aside, Gordo. sorry, but I can't just let Maria die. I hope you understand. Sada, you... make sure this gate stays shut.
Knowing him as well as I do, I expect he'll give the demons a run for their money. But Solomon's Shrine is many times larger than this village, and the layout is about as labyrinthine as it gets. I guess the best thing I could do to help you would be to open this gate, but I'm a little afraid to. You may be strong, but I don't think you'll be able to infiltrate the shrine without a bit of forethought. Before you head into the shrine, you should go ask Hadot for some assistance. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He'll be able to help you cook up a plan of attack for sure. Alright, I believe we already talked to him earlier. Just gotta head into the very southwestern house in the village.
Is there something you needed?
Adol told Hadot that he had come to seek his aid, as Gordo had suggested.
What? You actually want to go into that demon-infested shrine of your own free will?
Adol, Kristen, I have a favor to ask of you. I have a son named Sada, but I haven't seen him for 3 days now. Our family is in possession of a rare sword, an heirloom, and that sword went missing 3 days ago as well. Gordo says that my son Sada has gone to the shrine to rescue his fiancée Maria, who was captured by the demons. If you sincerely do intend to infiltrate that shrine of Solomon, would you please try to find my son and bring him home? Yes, I will.
I see. Thank you. I'll do everything I can to aid you in this mission, starting with this.
And that gives us the Leela Shell.
With this Leela Shell, you can get in touch with me from anywhere in the world. If you have any problems or need any advice, please don't hesitate to use it. I regret I won't be able to fight at your side. But you're a strong, smart fellow. You'll do just fine on your own, I'm sure. I have faith in you.
So, with the Leela Shell in hand, Hadot effectively takes the role of Sahasrara from A Link to the Past, where if you use that shell at any point in time, you'll get in contact with him and he'll give you a good hint of what you should do next. With that said, for what I want to do next, I want to head back here to Zalem's Best and give her as many gift items as I have, as that will max out her affection and allow us to get something in return, of course. This is for the final food item, which we need for technically 2 different achievements in the Steam release. A present for me? Oh my, aren't you just precious. Still, no matter how many gifts you give me, I have no intention of offering you a discount. If that's what you had in mind, well, then I'm sorry to disappoint. But disappoint I shall. Oh, it's not what I want. I want something else. A gift for me? Thank you. You're never too old to enjoy getting presents, though I'm not all that old to begin with, of course. The will to give to others is even more endearing than the gift itself, so thank you again, young man. For me again, thank you. This is getting to be a bit of a habit. Do you have a thing for older women or something?
She knows too much!
Or do you just indiscriminately give gifts to everyone you meet? Huh, that's it, isn't it? You're a real player, Adol, Kristen. And you're not doing yourself any favors either. If you keep this up, your real girlfriend is going to think she's not special to you. You're giving me a gift? Thank you very much. I'm getting the impression that either you prefer older women, or these gifts are being given to me by proxy, and you actually have someone else in your thoughts. Huh, I gather by that look I'm right on the mark. Are you just using me for practice? Well, you're good. And I do honestly appreciate all the gifts. Here, why don't you take this? It's a crewberry pie. I made it myself. Doesn't it look scrumptious? I'm well known around here for baking great pies. And that gives us the final food item. Effectively, again, these are all for achievements and healing. You're a handsome man, so you should have no trouble sweeping that girl of yours off her feet. Now go on, eat. I guess on that note, I actually haven't mentioned it outright. You can give food items to any character in the game for extra dialogue, but only the ones I've given items will give you items in return. So starting off, there's an achievement for getting every food item in the game and eating them. It doesn't have to be in sequence, just eating all of them at any point will give you an achievement. You can get some of these items multiple times. In fact, you need to in order to get another achievement effectively. If memory serves for any of them, though, you just need to give the character you gave gifts before another gift item and you'll get them again, like the raw meat or the cooked meat and all that. I'm just reloading just so I don't have to go out of my way to get all of them a second time at this exact point in time. After a quick stop at Lance Village to restock my herbs, apples, and marrow flowers, though, it's time to handle our next achievement before we move on. You may have noticed already that this game has a lot of animals in its town. There's picards back at the Colony of Lava, there's picards and ducks back at Lance Village. But Ramia Village here in specific has goats and the cat in the one house. We want to give these animals healing items. Give herb-based items, be it herbs or the crewberries, to the 2 goats and the lamb here. And we want to give the meat-based items, namely the raw meat, the pie, and all that, to the cat in order to get an achievement. You'll know you have maxed out a specific animal when they stop accepting items, effectively. Thankfully, you don't have to do this in one trip. You can take a moment to either go restock your items, be it herbs, rotofruit, or crewberries at this village or at Lance Village, and then come back. In fact, the crewberries are the easiest way to do that because they have the same respawn timer as the marrow flowers, so if you just leave town and come back in via that door right there, you can get another set of crewberries to help feed the goats. Honestly, having gone through the entire series up to this point now, compared to even Ease 1 where I had 2 games I hadn't finished yet, I do like that the series consistently just has these tiny little things you can do, even if it's like just minor plot lines with certain NPCs in the background. Mind you, Falcom's just good about having that stuff to begin with. I am, for instance, deeply invested in the narrative arc of a very specific doctor in Crossbell during the Trails series. And every time a very, very violent grandma shows up, I do laugh. The cat probably takes the most effort to boost your values with here because you have to give them the meat items, and you need at least, I think, 3. But you only can have 2 of those. With that said, like I mentioned earlier, most of the food items like that, you can get more than once, as long as you just give them another item. So in the case of this, and where I need more raw meat or cooked meat, just giving Theo or Nash another apple will get you the item back. Which honestly is a pretty good upgrade for the amount of healing they give you compared to the apples. In that regard, the amount of like near full heal items, if not complete full heal items, you can get between the food items and the herbs can build up pretty quickly throughout the game. And that means, hey, if you're ever in a tight spot with especially near end game enemies, pretty good to have those around. And trust me, you're gonna want that considering the enemies in the rest of the game, unless you do a very specific grinding spot I show off, can really pile on the damage very, very quickly. Not that they couldn't earlier in the game. Heck, the enemies back in the Ice Ridge can definitely do that to you, let alone the very bottom floor of Restini Mine. But it's much more noticeable at this point just because of how much more HP you have that they're doing higher values. In that regard, that's actually why I do like having a health bar rather than health numbers sometimes, because just seeing how much of a percentage of the bar gets taken out in a single strike is notable. At this point, though, because I gave that extra set of meat to the cat, I have now maxed out my friendship with the cat as well as the goat, so I now got an achievement for doing so. So at this point, let's once again talk about character notes if you're going for 100% of them. At this point, if you've talked to every NPC you could have encountered, you should be missing 3 entries here on page 7. As they are not available to be talked to yet despite their ordering in the list. On page 8, you should be missing everyone except for the final entry in it, and on page 9, you should be missing both of its entries. These characters are not missed, they are just in the later parts of the game. I do find the placement of them in the list a little annoying because they're technically listed by where they belong, so for instance, those 2 missing characters below Hadat belong in Ramia Village. It's just a factor that kind of annoys me, but it's so minor, it's not worth caring about. Uh-huh, so Hadat gave you the Leela shell, did he? You can use that to bug Hadat from anywhere in Ease, right? Pretty handy little artifact to have on hand. Alright, give me a sec. I'll open the gate. Well, there you are then. Take care, Adol. And thus we now have access to Solomon's Shrine. Just to showcase the Leela shell, this is how it works. You speak into it, you hear Hadat's voice. Ah, Adol, I'm sorry to be such a burden, but please keep an eye out for Sada. It would mean the world to me. So yeah, that's how that works. And welcome to the Shrine of Solomon. There's the second gate, and those are Zerots. Look how much damage they just did to me. You are not meant to fight them yet. They are technically the strongest normal enemy in the game, so after quickly using the well at the bottom of Reg's house, the way we get past them is using the transformation magic.
What do you want? What's that? You beat Adol, and this is your proof?
Adol showed his own equipment to the guards.
It does match with the description we were given. All right, nice work. Go and report this at once. Do you know where Mistress Zava's room is?
No.
It's on the 3rd floor of that building, or what was it? The one Priest Mesa used to govern. I don't know what it's called, but it's east from the shrine entrance. Got that?
Maybe now we'll finally have some peace. Go on, you should report this right away. But with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 8, we start our adventures, our very long adventures, through the Solomon Shrine. See you guys then.